Hello. It has been a month. Hope we are all doing well. If you don't already, you can recognize from the tab. My name is Tim, and welcome to another edition of TES Streams. Today's the is it the 22nd? Yeah, the 22nd of December. And
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. I got
but
the
yeah.
wrong 22 there. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Sarah McTurnan.
Yeah,
Please
no,
don't hate
sorry.
me.
Yeah, no, sorry. I can't see 22. I'm sorry. But yeah, so saying it's been about 3 days since the 2021 Junior Eurovision Song Contest took place. A lot has happened in then. But before I go delve into stuff, my name is Tim. I'm the co-editor in chief of that Eurovision site, and joining me today are
Tumbleweed.
yeah.
Hi, it's Rosie. First live stream since we have the new expanded team and we're doing more live streams more regularly, so I'm very excited. I'm also joined by this little one, who I'm sure will be making solicited and unsolicited appearances throughout this evening. But yeah, very excited.
Hello, my name is Jazzi, and I'm sorry I didn't start then. I thought we were going to go in order, and we didn't, and then I was confused. So Rosie just went. I'm doing really well. Just finished work for Christmas, so yay! And I'm very excited to get into what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, I didn't hop in because I just love having the last word. But on the more serious note, great to be back here, busy with a lot of Christmas stuff, but also very happy to just recap on some of the big Eurovision and other moments we have to talk about.
Okay, lovely. So as I mentioned, the 2021 Junior Eurovision Song Contest took place. Oh God, Kitty's already making an appearance 2 minutes into the live stream. Very, very cute. And of course, we're gonna go delving deeper to what happened on Sunday. 19 countries participated in La Scène Musicale in Paris, and the competition was won by the lovely Milena from Armenia. Oh my god, where do I even begin? Because I was there, like I was inside the hole. That was I think e- experiencing Eurovision in a pandemic. Like it's something weird, but also it's nice to like have some sort of normalcy, but it's something weird and wonderful. So it was a very, very great experience. But before I delve deeper on that, I just wanted to ask everyone's opinion on the show and right winner, or like, or did you have any other highlights from Sunday show?
I think Milena was an amazing winner. I'm so glad for Armenia after everything that they went through last year, everything Milena went through last year. Because if you didn't follow Junior Eurovision last year, Milena was selected with her song "Why." However, she didn't get to go to Junior Eurovision because of the political issues that were going on in the country at the time. And this year, for her to come back and win it all, I just think it's such an amazing story, and I'm so happy for her. I did have personal other favourites, but I think we'll probably get into that a little bit later. So I'm going to hand over to Angus or Rosie.
I mean, it was such a fantastic show, and we already knew that they could pull off Junior Eurovision in a pandemic because they managed it last year, and again, so incredibly well when they did. So it's just really nice to have a little bit of normalcy again. And the French delegation put on such an incredible show. I think Milena is a great winner. Not my personal winner, but I absolutely cannot deny what a fantastic performance she gave, how much stage presence she had. I just thought it was great. I just thought the whole quality of the year was so high, and I've been listening to quite a lot of the songs on repeat, and it took me a while to listen to the Junior Eurovision songs this year. I sort of waited until they all came out. And the fact that so many of them have stuck with me since is a real testament just to how great some of them really have been this year.
Yeah, it was a great crop of songs, and I'm really happy Malena won. I think she was my favorite. Like, ask me another day, and I have like 2 or 3 other songs vying for that position. But I'm really happy she won. The other personal highlights are Junior Eurovision should just be a Christmas theme every year. Like, that's something I just want to say. Just works really well with just the entire feeling of the show already. Anyway, yeah, there's some like robbed entries as well. I mean, what would a Eurovision related event be without robbed entries? But yeah, I'm just overall very happy with the result, really.
Okay, well, all right, then let's delve a bit deeper now we know our meat and use it. Let's look at, I'll give you 3 because there's 4 of us. So 3 entries that you think, oh my god, this was amazing. Like I have to listen to this all over again. What's your top 3 after the live show has now taken place and we now know a winner?
So I'm just kind of going to go for the 3 that have been stuck in my head constantly and that I've been listening to on repeat since. And there are a few more than that, but sort of the 3 that immediately stand out to me. I know I mentioned this when we did the podcast on it, but France with Enzo and Tic Tac, that blend of that really sort of modern music style and production techniques with proper 20s Charleston feelings, so up my street, so catchy, so wonderful, such an amazing staging as well. And I think 3rd place was so well deserved for him. Huge congratulations. I love that song. Secondly, I'm going to give a shout out to Italy with Specchio. This one took a little bit of time to grow on me, actually. I liked it when I first heard it, but it's kind of crept up on me since the contest. I mean, I was out yesterday and I was sort of wandering around and I could just hear that beat going in my head and I just had to listen to it again. I just think it was great, and I think it's a really great song for young people as well. That sort of idea of your own insecurities. I mean, all of us in here have been teenagers. I'm sure most people who are watching this have been teenagers at some point, if they're not or at the moment, and how much insecurity you deal with as a teenager. I think that song captures that feeling so perfectly. I just think it's great. And then the 3rd one I'm going to mention, I'm sure somebody else on this chat will also have a lot to say about it, but it's Ireland. My with Shaw, robbed, utterly robbed. There was some choice results in Junior Eurovision this year. That was my absolute worst of all of them. That deserved so much better. What a fun, energetic, powerful performance. He's got such a unique voice. I love the way he sings. And the song is just joyous. It's so happy. And I think it's so perfect for Junior Eurovision. I think it's perfect for the time that we're living in right now. I just think it's wonderful. And I think he absolutely deserved better than 2nd to last because, ouch. That should have been up there with Ireland's best results. And nope.
Rosie alluded to it that she knows I am not happy about Ireland's result whatsoever. It was my winner. It still is my winner post show. It's everything that I love about, like, I think when you're younger, you always have like genres of music that you love, and that is definitely one of my genres that I love. And I think Mao put an amazing performance. He had such stage presence, and for him to come 18th, I just think is wrong. I've seen some people on Twitter say they didn't like the staging, but I thought the staging worked. I thought the black, like the coloring worked. I just think it was good. It was good, and I'm gutted. I am gutted that he came 18th. Let's calm down. because I'm going to echo Rosie again, actually, because this is a performance I've kept going back to since Junior Eurovision happened, but it wasn't one of my personal favourites before, and that's Enzo's Tic Tac. I keep going back to the performance. His performance was just so infectious and so joyous, and I enjoyed it so much. I did think France were going to win again. I was commenting on the chat, like, I was like, yeah, Jessica's going to bankrupt France because we're going back to Paris. And then my third I'm going to mention is Georgia, because I think I sent out a tweet on Sunday night after everyone, and I said the result I was most happy about was them coming fourth, because they don't do well in Eurovision, and I feel like this, it just made me happy, and it came on shuffle when I was at work today, and I just ended up smiling and tapping along, and I was having like a bit of a crap day at work, at work, to be honest, and it just cheered me up, and I'm so happy for him, that because I don't think this was an expected result, and I kind of mentioned in a podcast that I thought this could happen, that he would actually do a lot better than people thought he would, and I am very glad I was right.
I mean, I could just echo everything that's been said so far, but because of that, I'll just mention some other entries. There are a few artists that competed that are also rumored, or people are listing in their like fan castings, basically, of future Eurovisions. By far, my favorite of that was Ukraine, Olena Usenko with Vagio. What a performer, what a songwriter as well, because she just wrote that song by herself, and that's just such a testament to what a talented artist she just is. And it was probably my favorite song overall. It's not one of the ones I'm revisiting most, because it's not necessarily one of those catchy pop songs that are easier to listen to over and over again, but it's just such a good song and such a performance. And then, I mean, not to be too nationalistic here, but I'm just going to lump in Germany and Netherlands here together to just completely robbed entries. The Netherlands arguably had the best pure ballad of the night. If the pure Eurovision ballad genre, that was the Netherlands, and finishing last, first time in the Dutch history at Junior Eurovision, is already bad enough, and I don't understand. But also just together with Ireland, just the point gap towards like all the other entries was just really a shame to see, and hard to understand where that came from. And just Germany, I mean, it's only the second time competing, so I hope they don't give up and they just keep going at it. Imagine Us was not my song choice for the national final, but Pauline did a great job in performing it. And it was just such a happy and upbeat song, and just it also tread just on that line of, it did have this environmental message, but it wasn't this pure environmental thing we so often see in Junior Eurovision. It also had like those other messages of cooperation, all those other stuff combined into it, which is just a type of message song you want in this kind of competition. And I was just very happy to see it there. Shame that it finished where it did, even though it was Germany's best performance during Eurovision so far. But that was also because we were robbed last time around.
Okay, to round things up for me, I'll have a different three to all of you, just to make it a bit fairer to everyone. You already know that my winner is Armenia, so I'm not going to delve any more deeper into that, because I think I've grilled that on social media quite a bit. But there is three that I really like the most. First is Poland. Respect to Sarah, because she was so close, yet she was so far. And the performance was, I think it was very magical from the, it was very thought out. Like, the environment, the projections in the LED screen, her vocals was more than enough to carry it. But no, the dancers added some effect and some weight to it. And I think it worked out very well on her end. It would have been a third Polish victory, would have gone to Poland. Didn't mind that, but it's okay. She was respectable enough on second, as much as I know that a lot of people would have wanted Poland to win. A second one, this one shocked me the most, because I was humming this I think throughout the rehearsals and after the competition. Serbia. Ochi Deteta, I find myself humming every time. Oh, Chiva. And then there's Angus and Jazzi's like judging us with all like little
Oh no,
choreography.
I'm not judging you. It's been stuck in my head since Sunday. No, I'm absolutely not judging you. I agree with you.
I completely get it. It's been stuck in my head as well.
But like what I love about what I loved that what Serbia did is that I got very emotional in the arena watching it, because like it felt kind of like I've been here for a few days now and it's gonna be over tomorrow, and that fact just like made me a bit like, I have so much fun. I just don't want this to finish yet. Like like the tears are just like gonna start popping out. No, we're gonna have so much fun. We're not gonna ruin that. Mom, I'm on a live stream. Mom, I'm on a live stream. Sorry, some disappearance on there from my mother. Oh my god, I am so sorry.
We have to stand your mother.
Yeah, I'll tell her that. But yes, while everyone catches their
Where's
breath.
her article on the website? Where's her meet the team?
As I was saying, yeah, Serbia made me cry so much, and what I really loved about this performance is it was one master shot throughout the 3 minutes. There was a man with a steady cam for the 3 whole minutes. His poor back, just because like you see what you need to carry when you have a steady cam. You have this, you need to have like a portable screen, and it's heavy. Like he does that for the whole 3 minutes. I don't know how he kept his hand steady, and it looked so flawless on the screen. So well done to that guy.
It's
And
just why you didn't skip arm day. Every day is arm day.
exactly. And with them, it's like the storytelling part of it, and it just made me too emotional. I was like, "Don't cry, you're having so much fun." But yeah, I've been humming it since Sunday. It's like, mm-hmm. But I will say though, I'm surprised at that result. I thought it was going to come dead last, and look what happened. Got a respectable place in the end. But the other one that I'm gonna be that I will say that shocked me the most, Portugal. Just because I had the bad feeling throughout that the public is gonna bury this down to the bottom of the leaderboard. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. The jury put it at the bottom of the leaderboard, and it ended up getting a top 10 online vote, and ended up being Portugal's best result in the contest to date, which is 11th from my memory.
It was a top 3. It came third.
What? You know how out of loop I am because I've been traveling from Paris and back to the UK, that like I haven't even had a chance to delve into the results in a much deeper way.
Yeah, I kind of like wanted to go into that actually. I'm not that surprised because it was in France. I do think French people like something that's quite classy and quite quintessential, and that's exactly what Portugal was. And I just think it will have like appealed a lot to the French public.
Mm-hmm.
I think on top of that, what you also have is, I mean, I ended up voting for it once as well. And what I noticed is just like, I mean, I vote for Armenia and I vote for Ukraine. I would just like all the cards on the table here for a moment, right? But you have like all these different, you have a couple of like different really good pop songs vying for your attention, and you pick one or two of those. If you like the rock entry, you would vote for Ukraine, Italy, or Ireland. You maybe vote for, and then it's like, do you vote for the ballad? Like, if you want something classy, you have a couple of ballads, and you have this really like unique song within the contest. That was Portugal, and it was also like just well performed. The staging was also really stand out, like it really stood on its own. And I think that just made a lot of people say, like, you know what, this is going to get my vote as just like my third vote, because you had to select 3, and we shouldn't underestimate that, and also influencing that a little.
Yeah, I did see that. Or someone mentioned it on the Junior Eurovision group. Everybody wanted, obviously, there's the one country that everybody wanted to win, and obviously you had to pick the other 2. So I think it was just fortunate that they picked their actual choice and 2 weaker entries, which in this case I think was Serbia and Portugal, which then ended up ranking higher than the fans expected. And I mean, I'm not complaining. Like me, some of the songs which you would think is weak is getting a better result. So not complaining about that, but I did see like on the groups is like I think that's a bit of a disadvantage in the other countries because it's just been like they're not getting the result they deserve. But hey ho, anyways. But to wrap things up about Junior, like literally a couple of days after Milena won, AMPTV along with EBU have now confirmed that the 20th edition will be held in Armenia. Likely to be Yerevan, not confirmed, but it's looking likely to be Yerevan. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm really excited to see a Eurovision event in Armenia, and as Tim already knows, I've been making plans to try and get there, but I've not quite worked it all out yet because it's complicated.
Always nice when my computer actually decides to unmute itself. But yeah, I am very excited. It's going to be something completely different. I know Armenia is wonderful. I don't think they've hosted before, have they? They didn't host after they won. Yeah, so it'll be a completely new experience. And I know almost nothing about Armenian pop culture or anything like that. So everything like hosts or interval acts or things like that is going to be a complete surprise to me. And I'm really excited to see what they do with the show.
Yeah, I'm also really excited to see what they do. They host in 2011, if I just read it correctly. But I mean, I haven't been following Junior Eurovision, so it will still be completely new to me. But no, I mean, I'm just very happy to see it just in a country that I don't know as much about. But from the exposure I had from Junior Eurovision and Eurovision, I've really liked just the cultural moments they brought. So I'm very happy to get some more of that.
And to round things up for me, finally, like I know the flights will be very, 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 very pricey, but you know what? I'm very, very excited to try and go to a new country. And I've heard that it's way cheaper, and the scenery is much more beautiful than it is in Europe. So I can't wait to go to Armenia. I mean, it's technically Asia at this rate. They say it's West Asia rather than Europe. So you know what? We'll go to Armenia, even if it means me having to fly like 12 hours. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll completely take it.
I learned that if I want to go to Armenia, I also need to brush up on my German because you have to fly through a German-speaking country for the most part.
Yes. Okay. All right then. Moving on. All right then. So since we've last done this, a lot has happened. We'll start off with I'd say Bulgaria. I mean, they were also on Sunday's show, but they were the first country to release their official entry for Turin. And okay, what did we think about Intelligent Music Project's entry?
I like the song. It's okay. I don't know if it'll do anything at Eurovision because I think I've seen a lot of comments saying it's a bit dated, and with that I kind of agree. But I don't know, like in my personal taste, that's in a good way. But I imagine for a lot of others, it will be in a bad way.
It's a song. It exists. I listened to it probably about half an hour before we started doing this stream, and I couldn't tell you what it sounds like. It's great to have an entry. I like having an entry in a genre that, while we get some amount of it at Eurovision most years, we don't tend to get a whole lot of rock music at Eurovision. I like the guitar riff section. I think that's great. That always gets me going. But as far as, I mean, I'm not going to be the person who's trying to judge what's going to qualify and what's going to do well or not, given we have 2 songs so far. I'm not sure how well this will resonate with Europe and with the way the contest is going at the moment. I think there is definitely a shift towards music that is more modern, more current, or dated in a way that feels intentional. Like something like Oveus Pahinanden came 11th in its semi. People liked it. It was very clearly buying into that 80s nostalgia. Similarly with Daddy Freya, they make that very deliberate stylistic choice, and I don't necessarily feel like Intelligent Music Project have made that as a deliberate aesthetic. I think that's just sort of the music they make. So yeah, I don't know how well it'll do, but I'm willing to sit with it. I'm willing to give it a chance for the rest of the field to grow and see how it fits in with the other sorts of songs we're going to be getting. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned on, I believe it was the previous live stream where we talked about, well, because the song was about to be released at that point, and I said that the one thing I was a bit worried about is that it wouldn't be the kind of song that you need for Eurovision, in the sense that it needs to be that 3-minute hit song, and established acts, especially long-running established acts, can struggle with that. I think actually a really good example of that is Hooverphonic, who basically needed 2 bites at the apple to get it right, because the first time it was a good song, but it's not something that gets you the new fans. And that's fine if you're an established act and like you just have you've written a good album, and you just want to release that and all your fans buy it. That can still do great commercially and critically. And far be it for me to criticize that, but it doesn't help you get those new fans. And you basically need a track that gets you new fans to do well at Eurovision. And also, as somebody who's not a fan already, because I obviously don't know them, as somebody who's not in the Bulgarian music scene, it's like it's also not enough to make me a new fan. So it's not a bad song. I'm not sold on it. I mean, we don't have the other songs yet. If I look at previous years, they would rank like mid to lower on my rankings, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, there are plenty of good songs down there in my rankings typically. So it will be I'm also interested to see how they will stage it live. I think that will be a very important thing, and that is something where established acts can actually have an advantage, because they have more of a eye for, and they can push through their creative ideas, which can sometimes be a good thing with some broadcasters. So yeah, looking forward to how it all develops.
I think for me, it reminds me of my childhood, like early noughties, like rock, generic rock, like light rock kind of thing. It's not too heavy, but it's still too early, just because of the fact that we've had one song. Actually, no, 2. We got 2 songs at the time, so I cannot give a judgment just yet, just because of the fact that it's too early. I need a live performance. I think there's a live performance someone should haven't watched yet. Another thing I would say is I need to see how the field grows, because I can't make an informed decision with insufficient data. And right now we've got insufficient data. We got artists, no songs, and I don't think I can make that until maybe in a couple of months, when we've got the ball rolling, have more songs. So it's okay. It exists. Personally, for me, I need more time, and I need more songs, because I bet to you there'll be a lot more rock artists. This won't be the first. There'll be a lot more. And I'm not going to be surprised if we get like 10 to 15 of them this year. Like, it's like, follow a trend. Let's see how this goes. And hopefully that's not the case. And, we get a much more diverse. But, if it's a 1 or 2, maybe I'd take it. But we'll see We'll see that in May. Okay, moving on. Like I said, we got 2 songs. We've got Domi, Lights Off, representing Czech Republic. Rosie had the lovely opportunity to have had the interview with our first Eurovision representative. I've had my choice. I've made it public that Amabi was my choice because she deserved that. But if that's what the vote was, I will.
Well, we might have a
respect that.
second chance on that one now.
Yeah, I know. So we'll get into that in a second. But but I will say though, like, I love the song. I love the lyrics. I can't I can't stop humming it ever since I've started listening to it again. I just get used to it, which I know really shouldn't. And I'm just like, and I was like, I can't stop humming. I really should stop humming because I will get sick of this song if I can't. But it's a deserved win for We Are Dummy just because they won it fair and square. Like, rules are rules. It implied. I'm okay with that. I'll also wait for the other for the level field, the playing field to grow. But I already know Rosie's gonna say like it's amazing. She's in as well. But what did you guys think?
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think it's great. It wasn't even my winner of the selection. Like, I'm sorry, I'm folk music trash. Yazinki was far and away my winner, but this was very firmly my second place. Really enjoy the song. I think it is modern. I think it is catchy. But I also think one of the things I can struggle with sometimes with a lot of sort of very heavily produced pop music is that it sort of tends to lack a bit of personality, whereas I feel like this has a really clear style and musical voice, and I love the lyrics. I think they're clever and they're witty, and I just think it's so much fun. I really enjoy listening to it. I haven't stopped listening to it, but also ESCZ was once again a fantastic selection. I really, really enjoyed basically all 7 of the songs in different ways. 4 have made it to my national final favorites playlist so far, which is Yazinki, Lights Off, I'm a Bee, and Stay or Go by the Valentines, which I know was a bit of a divisive song, but I think it's sweet, I think it's funny, and I think it's cute, and it puts a smile on my face. So that made it there as well. But even the songs that I didn't put on there, I still think are fantastic. But I'm really, really happy with the selection. And I'm interested to see what they're going to do with it on stage, because they promised that they would have some surprises in their interview. Also, if they win, they were formed in Leeds, so can the UK like claim them as our own? Or at least Yorkshire.
Exactly.
Does Yorkshire claim the rest of the UK at the moment? I'm not so sure. Okay, we won't get too political. It wasn't my favourite song in the national final. My favourite song was Way Down by Skywalker. Again, I feel like for me that's a pretty obvious choice. Again, it came back to that like noughties childhood vibe. So for me, it was just the perfect song. I like Lights Out. I think it's an okay song. The issue I'm having with it, and this may come because I watch Love Island, is a song I could imagine hearing in the background of Love Island, and I don't know whether that's a problem or not. Okay. Yeah, so it's okay. I enjoy it. If it came out on a club, I would probably dance to it. But at the moment, I'm struggling with it a little bit. But again, I think once we have more of the field, maybe I'll enjoy it more. I hope so, because they are from Leeds and so am I. So I feel really bad.
I mean, that pre-chorus of Lights Off, like changing this, changing that. That's just so good. ESCZ this year was so good. Like, okay, on first listen, I liked 6 out of the 7 songs, and by the time results time came around, I was like, I'm happy with any of these songs going to Eurovision. Like, I'll still be upset because you have your favorites, but like, I would have been happy to see any of these. The Valentines is the band I've been listening to most since. I mean, just their entire discography is just so good. But the rest is also just. I was happy to see We Are Dummy win. And I'm interested to see how it will do. I have slight fears it will pull Triana Park the Line. That was Latvia 2018, I believe, which finished dead last in its semi-final, which was a tragedy, and it did have a similar-ish EDM-ish vibe going on. Although staging will be different enough, and I do think that some people didn't connect with that because of the staging. As for the UK thing and everything, I said this in one of the podcasts that should be coming out soonish. I'm going to say it again. I saw this great tweet that basically said, finally, the UK has an ethnobop in Eurovision because the Brits can basically claim we are dominant as an ethnobop. I'm like, yes, there we go. Finally, some local representation.
Okay, well then, well, once again, we just wanted to thank ESCZ and the whole Czech delegation because they gave us an opportunity to interview all 7 of the participants, and we're very happy that we got the opportunity to talk to them, and they were all very lovely in their own right, and who knows, we might see them come back next year and we get another chance to talk to them. But we can't wait to see Domi on the Eurovision stage. Okay, another thing that we're gonna.
Oh.
What was that, Jazzy?
I was gonna say the reason I was putting a sad face was because when they were all interviewing, I was working. So,
Don't worry, we'll make sure we'll make sure you get to talk to them in Turin. Eyes emoji. But okay, moving on. In the midst of the time that we were away, Estonia had their quarterfinals, and we've had 4 lovely quarterfinals where we saw music videos for all of them, and we now have 20 semifinalists. While we're here quickly, I just wanted to ask you, who were your picks from the selection? Well, the ones that have gone through so far to the semifinals.
Classic me. I just tried to unmute myself and I accidentally started playing a Spotify playlist instead. It was the Valentines, by the way. But yeah, so Istiklal was kind of terrible for me in that, like, every quarterfinal I'd choose like the 5 I wanted to go through, and then one would make it every single time. So it was it really wasn't my national final this time. Out of the ones that have gone through, there are 3 that have really stuck with me. My favorite is Platsuka by Jay Reese. I know someone's called it Estonian thrift shop, which I get, but also I just think it's really fun. And again, I think the lyrics are clever. I just really, really enjoy listening to it. And otherwise, my other picks are Interstellar by Stig Rasta. It's very 2010s boy band, but I'm kind of okay with that. And also Hope by Stefan, which is just a nice little bit of good old yeehaw. And it's quite epic, it's quite sweeping. Really, really enjoy listening to it. I love the way the song builds. I think it's got a really beautiful instrumental and really, really enjoy listening to it. My other point would be Dramanda was robbed and Tulamini Sise deserved better.
I was getting to the point with these SDL quarterfinals where I thought there's the good songs in here, but I don't know whether there's anything that would actually qualify for the Eurovision final. And then I heard Fire by Elisa and I fell in love. I absolutely adore this song. Now, a lot of people have said it's very similar to a lot of the bangers that Cyprus have released over the years. But to me, that's completely okay. Like, I liked everything that Cyprus has released the last few years. I really like this. Other songs that I do enjoy, but I'm a little bit iffy about, Champion by Anna Selen. I really, really enjoy it. There's something a little bit Melfesty about it. I wouldn't be surprised if this song had been submitted to Melfest before it was submitted to SD Law. That's all I'm going to say without using the R word. Tim knows what word I'm wanting to use, but it's a bit mean, so I'm not going to use it. And I think I'm just going to echo Rosie on Interstellar by Stig Rasta. I like Ten's boy bandy stuff. I just don't know how well it would do at Eurovision. And that is my top 3.
I think it's partially because it wasn't live and it feels just like Estila was happening just too early. Like, I'm not yet in that type of Eurovision mood, maybe, but most of the songs didn't quite connect with me. I'm sure that will be different once the semi-finals roll around and we actually get to hear it live. I think that will make a major difference with this. I mean, the 2 songs that I've actually listened to again are Hope by Stefan as well, and Little Girl by Marilyn Malk. And those are just the 2 that really have been sticking in my head a bit. I mean, there are a couple of like actually pretty good songs in there that I'm just, the problem is like they just haven't stuck with me yet. But I'm sure that once I hear them live, they will. And that's sort of the issue I'm having so far. But so I'm very much looking forward to the semi-finals.
Okay, for me, I'm going to echo a few people here. Obviously, Stefan is amazing, and he's already had the top 3. If this is the thing that would get him to Eurovision, I would not mind it at all. Like, I think with this one, I echo Angus's thoughts, and I think I've mentioned this previously, where we're just seeing live videos, not live music videos, and I fear that we might have had a missing out. Because what if a song is on music video, but wow, on the live stage, and it might be the opposite effect as well. So where it's like, it's really great, and then get to live, oh, why did we vote for that? That's my only that's the only thing I'm concerned about, but I think it's done great so far. I will echo Jazzi's choice. Anna Soline with Champion. Yes, I know that you're going to say the word that it might be a Melfest reject, but I don't care. It's a good song. Anna is a performer, so I don't see this being an issue when she's performing it live in February. Yes, in February. I had to really think of that. But yes, amazing. And the final, I would say Elisa and Fire. And this, and I just read it actually. It's actually made up of a heavily Swedish songwriters. So you got Ellen Benediktsson on the songwriting team, as well as Linnea Deb. So no wonder why I liked it so much, because I'm a big sucker for any Linnea Deb pop bangers. Okay, so moving on to one of the final topics we're going to talk about, Greece. We had the lovely Amanda Tenfjord, who has been officially selected for Greece to be Greece's representative for Turin. Thoughts?
Quite honestly, I've had so much going on that I've not actually been able to really explore the music, but I'm interested, certainly. And I mean, they've got 12 points from Norway incoming, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, excited. And she wasn't a name that I'd heard going round, so either I'm completely out of the loop or they've made a pretty left field choice.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, I'm interested. We'll see what happens when she releases a song.
I know I know like very little about Amanda. The only thing that I really knew, I did look at her Instagram and found out that she's half Norwegian, half Greek, which I found really interesting. That like she's never like, if she hadn't been selected for Greece, would we have seen her in MGP maybe, or I don't know. I heard that she's writing her own song, which I think is a little bit of a different direction for Greece. I think Greece usually like to just, I think they usually like have a song produced, have a song written, and have it all ready to go. But that's not the case this time around. They're writing their own song. I do think the only thing the Dream Team are having a little bit of an impact on is the staging. So That'll be interesting to see how that all comes together.
Would you take me in your arms and kill the lonely? If I met you, would you hold me? Would we recognize our chance and kill
So I'll be interested. Like, I feel I must have heard one of her songs before earlier somewhere because swear she comes like she's familiar to me somehow. But yeah, it's an interesting choice. I'm the cynics among us might say, "Oh, they're just doing what they did with Stefania and grabbing another country to get the votes from," and the less cynical among us are saying they're picking an interesting singer-songwriter. I will be very interested to see how her sound translates to the Eurovision stage because this is not the kind of stuff that's easy to translate to such a big stage. It needs some very smart camera work if it's like her other songs. If it's something very different, then I'll be very interested to see like what the song will feel like and how it's written and everything. But as such, it's definitely an interesting choice, and that I'm definitely for that. And I'm sure we'll get plenty of pop bangers from other countries anyway. So I'm happy to get something a bit different in the early doors already.
Okay, I've had a look at I've had a look at some of her music. It's actually kind of great. It's very calming. It's very hauntingly beautiful. Um, the one that like caught my attention the most was "Kill the Lonely," and because there's a live performance about that. There's a live performance available, and it was very simplistic. Her vocals alone, and like her standing on stage, it was very beautiful and emotional. So if we get something like that, which I know will be very different for Greece, but you know what, I will be up for that because we always seeing ethnic pops, but I also would not mind something along like what people are listening to right now. But then people are going to say, oh, Greece not going to qualify because they didn't say anything ethnic or like, which, you know what? It's Eurovision's about taking risks. So if they wanted to go with that risk, I will take that. Another artist that got confirmed while we were away, the Netherlands. We got S10, who is representing them. And we heard that the song's going to be in Dutch. I can't remember the last time that that the Netherlands sent something in Dutch.
2010 Sineke, and then last time we saw it in the final was 97 with Ed Rombi's excellent Hemel en
Aarde. Okay, Angus, I think you'd be the best person to have a thought on. What do you think? Because this is you.
S10 is a great choice. It's not really the kind of music I listen to. To be fair, I don't listen to that much Dutch language music. Like I've stuck very much to the late 90s, early zeros Nederpop, which was sort of our Britpop. Like that's mostly what I've been stuck in. People that are cooler than me, who I'm like acquainted with or friends with, they were aware of S10 before all this. They were very happy to see her. She's this very interesting artist, like a clear personality that also shines through in her music. It's this alt pop hip hop moment. It will be interesting to see which direction she might veer more into, or if she does a bit of both for the contest. They specifically chose this song. They didn't choose the artist. They chose this song. The selection committee said so. That's also going to be very promising. She's a very interesting artist. She's definitely bringing something else to the stage. It's great to see something in Dutch again, which basically means it's language diversity for Netherlands, considering how much we send it in English. So I'm just happy that we're also just taking what seems to be risks and we're just continuing on this. Let's send in just someone who's interesting and not just someone who's a big name, especially considering what we heard with, for example, Armin van Buuren getting rejected, which is like, the biggest name possible, really, to send in a song.
What else did you guys think of the choice? Because it seems to be it's a different direction, I think.
Yeah, I've heard. I don't know much about S10 at all. I think I do think it's really interesting that they're going to sing in Dutch again, because I felt like this may be something that we wouldn't see in Eurovision again for a very long time, but glad we're seeing it against in 2022. I know that there was a song that people think might be her song, but I've purposely avoided listening to it because I don't want to become attached to that song and then it not be her song. So yeah.
I'm really excited. Everything that I saw in terms of the release, in terms of the interviews that were given by both her and the Dutch delegation, all sound super promising to me. I think the Netherlands have had such a great approach to the contest over the last decade, sending artists with a huge degree of authenticity, taking risks, and those risks have not always paid off. 2021, robbed. But it's the sort of music that I really enjoy. The Netherlands tends to end up reasonably high in a lot of my rankings. So really excited to see what she's going to bring. And I think she's one of those people, from what I've seen in interviews with her and things like that, she's coming with a story to tell. And I'm really excited to hear what she's got to say for us.
Yeah, I will say is they're taking a risk. I'm here for that risk because the Netherlands did it from 2013 onwards, and they turned themselves around, and I'm so happy that we get to hear Dutch again. Just because, look, as much as I want English because I want to understand it, I want to see something that's authentic to the artist themselves. She prefers to sing in Dutch, more comfortable in Dutch. That turns out that if you sing where you're comfortable at, that will translate to you giving a better performance and, potentially translate to votes. But before we move on, Angus, how do you actually pronounce their name? Because all I keep saying is that it's going to be like a model of her.
I mean, her actual name is Steen, so I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly on Dutch Wikipedia, it says that it's said as Steen, as we would say it in Dutch, because that's how we would also say it in Dutch. I do have a Samsung S10, so in Dutch we would say Samsung S10 phone, actually. So that makes it awkward for me anyway.
Yeah, but literally when she was announced, everyone kept calling it S10, and I was like, no, it's not the Samsung phone.
I'm pretty sure you say S10 because her actual name is also Steen, so it's sort of like a play on that.
And so we look forward to hearing S10 song in the new year. Okay then, well, I think that's all of the news that we've gotten so far. We've got a few coming up before we have another live stream, and I think the main one is Albania, because we don't get Thickmas, we'll get Thick New Year's Eve. Did anybody else come up with a better name, because it's after Christmas? We're not gonna get Thickmas because it's in a few days.
Fake Year's Eve, if you just drop the new part, works fine enough, I suppose.
But if you do have a proper name that we're gonna call whatever that period is, please let us know. So we've got Albania on the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th. If my brain serves me correctly. And then by the 29th next week, we'll have our third song. And I think we're nearing double digits on artists. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Just because we've already had a few. We've had Belgium, we've had Bulgaria, had Czech Republic, had the Netherlands, had Greece. But yeah, we've had so many. But in any case, we'll be back early January with a new live stream, and we're gonna be more frequent, on here, just so keep you guys updated. But in the meantime, please don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and push the notification bell so you'll be one of the first people to find out when we got a new video. And also, don't forget to follow That Eurovision site on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also That Eurovision podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But all we'll say is thank you very much for a great 2021. We've enjoyed covering Eurovision and Junior Eurovision with you, and Hello Kitty. And we look forward to covering the next, the upcoming, what's currently happening Eurovision season. Is there anything else you guys want to say?
Don't forget to follow us on all the relevant social media channels as well. We're all busy posting our Eurovision opinions and reposting stuff there as well. So keep an eye on that.
Mhm.
Don't forget to share and comment and all that stuff also for the algorithm. Also very important.
Okay, then. Well, in that case, then, thank you so much for spending your Wednesday evening with us, and we'll see you on the next one. Hope you have a lovely Christmas and have a happy New Year.
Gelukkig nieuwjaar. Bye.
Jazzi, put yourself on mute.
Bye.
Tot
Bye.
ziens. Arrivederci.
Au revoir.